Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama.
Hare Krishna, I'm Rajarsi Dasa. Welcome to Hare Krishna today. On today's program, we're continuing our exciting series, and that is preparation for spiritual initiation. Yes, the knowledge that is required to take spiritual initiation and tread the spiritual path. So we say that students, after following the principles, giving up meat eating, intoxication, gambling, illicit sex, and after daily discipline of chanting 16 rounds of the Hare Krishna mantra daily, then by cultivating, by going through this evaluation test, then they can be elevated to Brahminical practice. We say that Brahmin means Brahma Janatiti Brahmana, one who knows Brahman. He knows the Supreme, he knows everything that comes from the Supreme, and he knows that relationship, how everything is related to its source. So we're going to continue our description of the subject matter, the material nature, and today's question: how many different species of life are there? Describe them and explain how the soul evolves through them. How many different species of life are there? Do you think I sent out research teams to do investigation, checking out? No. We don't need to do that. There is a process for acquiring perfect knowledge. It's called Shabda Praman, hearing from authority. God is the supreme, absolute truth. He is the knower of everything, and he declares that in the Bhagavad Gita. That Vedaham samatitani vartamanani charjana bhavishyani cha bhutani mantu veda na kaschana, as the Supreme Lord. I know everything, past, present, future. I know all beings. That's God's qualification. He created everything. He knows everything. So our text is taken from the Padma Purana. Jalaja Navalakshani Sthavaralaksha Vimshati Krimayo Rudra Sankyaka Pakshinam Das Lakshanam Trimshal Lakshani Pashava Chatur Lakshani Manushaha. Remember the question again? How many different species of life are there? Describe them and explain how the soul evolves through them. So this verse from the Padma Purana is giving a breakdown. Jalaja. Ja means like Janma, take birth. Jal means water. Jalaja Navalakshani. There are 900,000 species living in the water. Then Sthavaralaksha Vimshati. There are 2 million non-moving living entities, Sthavara, such as trees and plants. Now you have any problem with that? That plants and trees are alive? Today, that has been discovered. One scientist in India, Kartik Bose, he discovered, and of course many other researchers today, they have found out, or they see the response, how plant will respond to different types of music. Certain types of music that are pleasing, very pleasant and so on. Plants respond in one way, and they dry with certain type of popular music today. Yes, it affects them really negatively. What to speak about you? Prabhupada said these people with this music, they come from hell to drag you down. Mode of passion and mode of ignorance music. Yeah. So we should know that these 8,400,000 species, when we're speaking about plants and trees, Tavara, don't think that they're just some decorations on the earth. God is so amazing. Fine, great. You want to see the beautiful plants and trees as decorations for the earth? Fine, great. See them as decorations. What about you? Decorations for you, right? You are the enjoyer of the world. And these are just for you. God has given you dominion over everything, right? Cut their throats and eat them also. And just use them for decoration, right? Well, the Vedic scriptures says utkramantam stitam vapi bhunjanam va gunan vitam vimudha nanu pashyanti. Now this word mudha, apart from generally Srila Prabhupada saying as, when the prefix V is put in front of it, is like a big one. Bewildered, confused, ignorant. Vimudha na anupashyanti. The bewildered, the foolish people, they cannot see how living beings can quit their body, nor can they understand why souls take different types of bodies. Vimudha na anupashyanti. But pashyanti jnana chakshushaha. But those whose eyes are trained in knowledge, jnana chakshu, they can see what is taking place. Yes, all these different species of life, their souls within these bodies. Yes. God is no doubt very amazing. You just take a coconut tree. We cannot help but be amazed at God's creation. This coconut tree is standing there. Who is pumping all these gallons of water up there? You ever think about that? Who is using syringe? What is the means for increasing that water? Who is mixing chemicals for preserving it? You ever think about that? You could see God in nature. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Yomam pashyati sarvatra sarvam chamai pashyati. For one who sees me everywhere and sees everything in me, I am never lost to him, nor is he ever lost to me. We can open our eyes and look at a coconut tree, and we can become Krishna conscious. Oh, how amazing Krishna is. His creation. We can develop love for him. Srila Prabhupada gave the example that the child may be in another country, the child may be away, but the mother sees a shoe of the child, something of the child, and it awakens memory of the child. This science of cultivating prema, love for God, is as such that when Krishna speaks the Bhagavad Gita, it's a very, very deep science. That ancient science of the soul's relationship with the Supreme, he says, is told today by me to you because bhakto si me sakha cheti. Because you're my devotee and my friend, you can understand the transcendental mystery of the science. Yes. Becoming a devotee of God, developing affection for God, it comes from obedience, he says in the Bhagavad Gita. Yat karoshi, whatever you do, yadashnasi, whatever you eat, All these basic things we do in day-to-day life, Krishna is saying, Mad Arpan, you do as an offering unto me. Huh? One man in India walking with Srila Prabhupada and his party, Prabhupada speaking about these things. He said, Swamiji, do you believe that God eats? Prabhupada said to him, God eats? If he eats? He says, Ashnami, I eat. Should I accept him or a loafer like you? In other words, there are many so-called religious people who concoct their own ideas about who Krishna is. You ever hear some people say, oh, he is the prince of the golden age, or he is the perfect deity for this. They have all kinds of concocted and imaginative ideas as to who Krishna is. Is that how we know who God is? God is known by following in the footsteps of the Mahajans. Swayambhu, Narada, Shambhu, Kumara, Kapilo, Manu, Prahlad, Janaka, Bhishma, Balir, Vyasa, Kivayam. This is how we know who God is. We follow the great authorities. Brahma is saying Ishvara Paramaha Krishna, Sachidananda Vigraha, Anadiradir Govinda Sarvakarana Karanam. That Parameshwar, that supreme controller is Krishna. Yes, his form. God has a form. His Vigraha, his form is Sachit Ananda. That Govinda, Anadir, he doesn't come from anything. He's Adir, he's the origin of everything. Sarva Karana Karanam, he's the cause of all causes. Cause of all causes. So when you see the coconut tree, don't think it is just by chance. Yeah, things going on, this material nature, by chance it is going on. No. We, by learning from the scriptures, we understand why souls get the body of plants and trees. Yes. The scriptures, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, he says, Dhomena vriyate vani yatha darsho malena cha yatol binavrito garbhas tathat tinidam avritam. Yes. According to the different degrees of lust, he says, as a fire is covered by smoke, as a mirror is covered by dust, and as the embryo is covered by the womb, the souls are covered in this world by different degrees of lust. Yes, the soul's original prema, love for God, when he comes in contact with this Maya, Rajoguna Samudbhava, Avritam Jnanam Etina, knowledge is covered over. And then in contact with the modes, this prema, this love for God is now turned into lust, that burning, uncontrolled desire. So when we act sinfully, don't doubt it, we can end up in the bodies of plants and trees. Recently we concluded a series on Narad cursing the sons of Kubera. Manigriva and Nalakuvar were cursed to stand in Vrindavan for a very long time as trees. Yes. King Nriga was cursed by some Brahmins to become a lizard. King Bharat, not Lord Ramachandra's brother, King Bharat, he took the body of a deer. Read all about it, Srimad Bhagavatam. We shouldn't. Some people, they think the souls cannot go down. They say we believe in reincarnation, but the souls cannot go down. When you're a human being, you don't go down. But you can live in your illusion and think like that. But Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, otherwise. Yes, that Purusha Prakriti Stohi Bhunte Prakriti Jan Guna Karanam Guna Sangosya Sad Asad Yoni Janmasu. When you try to lord it over, when you try to play God away from God, and you try to exploit this world in the various gunas, and you act, then according to how you contact the material nature, sad asad yoni janmasu, you're going to get a good and bad body, shrotram chakshu sparshanam cha, rasanam granam evacha, you're going to get a good certain type of air, eye, nose, tongue, sense of touch. You're going to get different types of bodies. Yes? So the Padma Purana is giving the details. Yes, the 2 million species of non-moving, the plants and trees and so on. Devotees show mercy to them by chanting the holy name, by doing kirtan. Haridas Thakur says that both the moving and non-moving beings, they all become purified. So devotees perform kirtan. Why? Tasmat Sankirtanam Vishnur Jagan Mangalam Anghasam is the most auspicious activity in the entire universe, because Sarva Papa Pranashanam, it destroys all sins. So even the non-moving beings, devotees may offer. Throw some prasadam, give the dog some prasadam, pure food prepared, the mercy of God is shared. Devotees see with spiritual vision that soul's dormant spiritual consciousness can be revived, can be awakened by these powerful practices. History of this in Bhagavad, Narad Muni, little boy born of a maid servant, little Shudra boy, yes. But he had the good fortune of coming in contact with some Bhakti Vedantas, those persons who has devotion to God. They understand the conclusion of Vedanta is devotional service. He had some association with them. He heard about the glories of the Lord from them. He said once he had the opportunity to take prasad, some remnants of their food. And he said he had this amazing change in consciousness. So the power of these things are established in the scriptures, the power of prasad or sanctified food. So anyway, we are speaking about 2 million species of non-moving beings. Yes, and then it continues. There are 1,100,000 species of insects and reptiles, and 1 million species of birds. And as far as quadrupeds are concerned, there are 3 million varieties, and there are 400,000 human species. So, Srila Prabhupada often quoted this verse to demonstrate the perfect exactitude of the Vedas. The Vedas is coming from God. Yes. God is precise. He has detailed information of the universe that He is giving. He says, I know past, present, and future, and I know all beings. So when you see 400,000 species of humans, you say, but let me see, some Indian, some African, some, this, some that, some Chinese there. Oh, how come so much? I don't see so much. But mind you, Prabhupada said, what have you seen? You have just seen your mother's womb. One time, Srila Prabhupada was talking about the Bhagavatam and the eagles that fly in the heavenly regions, and trees that has fruits that when this fruit would fall, it will create a lake of nectar. And when Srila Prabhupada was describing the heavenly regions from the scripture, and one devotee said that, Prabhupada, we have never seen these things. Prabhupada said, what have you seen? You've just seen your mother's womb. You're like frog in the well. How you are seeing? Seeing is believing. This is all you know. So we were saying earlier on that hearing, Shabda Praman, hearing from authority, from the supreme authority, That's how we actually know what is what in a factual way. So when you hear about 400,000 of human, it is not just on this earth planet. It refers to the Kimpurushas and the Kinnaras and the Gandharvas and all beings in higher regions of the universe also. It's referring to all of them. So the idea of understanding these millions of species is that we should take it seriously, not want to go down into the lower species. Now Srila Prabhupada has a book, one of the first books he wrote in fact, Easy Journey to Other Planets. He's speaking about yogis and so on, and how by their yoga practice and so on, they could ascend, they could go to other planets and so on, the yogis and so on. Maybe I should write a book, Easy Journey to Lower Planets, or Lower Bodies, or Hellish Planets, Easy Journey to Lower Planets. But we don't need to write a book about that. Why? Everybody is going there. In Kali Yuga, a great number of people, Prabhupada said, this Kali Yuga society is geared towards hell. They have the hell gear in. They're just on their way to hell. Merrily, 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 merrily. Life is but a dream. They think like that. Life is a dream. Just go on. Just go on. They're going downstream. Yes, close your eyes and just swim downstream. You don't know you're going to plunge down into another species just now. You think, merrily, merrily, you're going merrily, merrily. We know swimming upstream is not easy. Going against the norms of the present demoniac society, the present confused and chaotic situation of the world today, going against the norms, that's not easy. But Krishna says, my devotee who is not dependent upon the ordinary course of activities, he doesn't think, well, everybody eating meat, or everybody enjoy, like you see advertisements in the USA, be part of this, drink this. They make you feel like if you're not with this, you're missing out on life. Drink this. It's good for you. My guru said, we're not so foolish to think that this is good for you. Drink this. In fact, you may have seen one beer advertised where it says, know who you are, drink what you like. If you drink that, know you're a fool. Yes. Who would take intoxicant and think that I am in some elevated category? Who would do that? Who would be a slave of his senses and think like that? So when we learn about the 8,400,000 species, when we have a human form, with a developed intellect in the human form, we have the opportunity to understand what is what. How to transcend the human body is the launching pad. With the human body we can shoot out, we can break loose from the three gunas, the three modes of material nature that is binding us here. With the human form we have what it takes. How are you going to do that? Just with your strength? You become very physically powerful? Or you become a good speculator? No way. Krishna says, this Maya, Daidihesha Gunamai Ma Maya Duratyaya. This Maya, this is mine, Krishna claims. This world, this illusory energy, Mama Maya, and it is Duratyaya. It is very difficult to overcome. But Krishna says, Mameva ye prapadyante, but one who surrenders unto me, he can easily cross beyond it. So surrendering to Krishna, being obedient, having faith in what Krishna is saying, can save us from having to continue in this cycle of birth, disease, old age, and death. You know what it is like to take lower species of bodies and have some uncivilized human being cut your throat? One poet said, check out the goat. What is his offense? What harm is he causing to anyone? And what he gets? He gets his throat cut. So what about you who are cutting the throat of the goat? What will happen to you? You ever think about it? Huh? Well, we can't tell you the history of Mrigari today, at least not on this program. But the history of Mrigari, who took pleasure, delight in causing animals to suffer before they die, this uncivilized hunter was saved by Narad Muni. Any sinful person in this age of Kali Yuga, by the chanting of the Maha Mantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, anyone can be saved. Once one disciple asked Prabhupada, how would all these demoniac people be saved? Prabhupada said, just like you. What you were. What kind of habits we had. So this spiritual process is so powerful that a person can purify his life and experience natural spiritual happiness. So, we've been discussing this 8,400,000 species of life, and we're going to continue this subject matter in a following program. I'm Rajarsi Dasa saying Hare Krishna, and do join us again next week for a continuing presentation.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama,